Thank you, Petra. Welcome in Warsaw. It's really fantastic to have all the community from ATypI conferences here in Warsaw, finally. And I would say, for me, it's important to be here in Warsaw and to speak in Warsaw, because my first experiences with type design and, let's say, type spotting, I will explain soon what does it mean, started, 20 years ago in ATypI conference in Barcelona. It was the first my ATypI conference, and there were 3 of us from Poland, only 3. But first guy, X, is Dutch designer, Asi Kokstra. You can see it on the picture. That letter Y, that's me. And the last guy is German graphic designer Felix Steffen. At that moment, we all were living in Warsaw, and we met just at ATypI conference in Barcelona. It was a really fantastic conference. First of conferences of mine. So you can imagine when you can hear legends of graphic design, legends of 90s, like David Barlow or Roger Black on the stage. But not only the lectures were interesting or are interesting in the places you are. 3 of us came to the streets of Barcelona and we started to make pictures. Pictures, of course, of letters. Enormous amount of letters, very interesting shapes, and very strange for me, from the people, from a person from different culture, visual culture, let's say. So, yes, that's the moment where I got the bag of recording of letters, lettering on the streets. And I did it in Den Haag at the conference of ATypI, in Lyon, in Leipzig, in Helsinki, in Amsterdam, and whenever I am, even on vacation, I'm doing it. And I'm pretty sure that most of you are doing the same. Am I wrong? No, yeah. But as a matter of fact, we are not the first, or I was not the first, and probably most of you were not the first to record of lettering in urban space. And one of the first, as we can manage to find, was American graphic designer Robert Brownjohn, who is well known for the text sequences in James Bond movies. But as an American designer, he came to London in the 60s. He made record of lettering, not only very nice, as you can see on these pictures, and they were also published in magazine Typographica, run by Herbert Spencer, editor of Typographica. So that's only 2 names, but not all, of course. We have to mention Nicolette Gray, who was a letter historian, or more contemporary Phil Baines and his partner Dixon. So even if you look back to the 19th century, you can find, as on this picture of French photographer Eugene Adja, the streets with letters. So as you can see, all of us are doing it. And mostly it's more important or more interesting for us to record that where we were or what we seen firstly. Yeah? Other cities are always more interesting than ours. And some years ago I thought, what about Warsaw? There is a great to be in Rome or Lisbon and to make records of lettering. But what about Warsaw? It was not so nice as in the other places. I thought so. But it's not true. So I would like to show you some samples from the Warsaw. Firstly, because you are here at the conference, so you don't have to stroll on the streets of Warsaw. But secondly, because I think it's quite interesting to show a bit of flavor of atmosphere of Warsaw lettering and urban typography. So, first building, which is built before Second World War, and as a matter of fact, it's a district court. Had very nice lettering, which you can see here. What is interesting for me, that is a sans serif with high contrast, so it's rather unusual. And the sentence is important because the building is the court, so you have the sentence, justice is the stronghold of might and lasting of Republic of Poland. It's especially important, I think, in these days. Another interesting place you can find, it's a villa of the architect Bogdan Knieski, the same architect who designed the building before. And the villa was built on Masonic Lodge. It's in center of Warsaw, near Plac Trzech Krzyży, so if you have time you can go there and see. That's what is interesting. I think it's carvings, letters carved, which goes back to the ancient Rome, and it's very enigmatic, even for Poles, because it is in Latin and it's abbreviated. So most of us passing by don't know what does it mean, and it is a sentence saying in Latin that the guy, the architect, his name is translated into Latin, built the house and lived there at that site. So it's, I think, interesting because it's kind of puzzle. And there is also some modernist architecture, like this telecommunication office from 1928, which has interesting lettering, but as well other also this eagle. The style is as in 30s and it can be easily found in advertising at that time. And after Second World War, Warsaw, as you know, was rebuilt. So we have new buildings from the 50s. And here is a part of lettering which is on the crossroad of Nowy Świat and Aleje Jerozolimskie Street, which is saying in English that entire nation built its capital. And it was true. Most of this new architecture was built by people from the whole country, and you can see very nice style of this lettering, which is kind of Antiqua style, but with different proportions that we think usually of. In the center of Warsaw, you have also Marszałkowska residential district, which is called MDM. And it is worth to see because interesting not only because of architecture, but also interesting sculptures, semi-sculptures with lettering. We don't know the people, the names of the people, but on some propaganda materials from the 50s you can find the guys who are cutting these letters in stone. Mosaic at the same place, which is commemorating the finish of the building of this site. Looking at these pictures, of course there are much more and more, I started to think if the collecting is the only thing that I can do with this lettering, some nice, some not so nice, and I thought that I started thinking that you have a kind of, you know, situation that the lettering plays a specific function in our surrounding. Mainly two, I guess. firstly informative, so you have to find a place. Secondly, decorative. And very often it's somehow connected. And in this picture you see the university library, modern building from the late 90s, with the name of the site, Biblioteka Uniwersytecka, which means university library. But in this case, lettering is a part of architecture design. So you have interesting situation that letters are not only for reading, but also are for decoration and are important element of the architecture. I strongly recommend to visit the place because you have find different styles of lettering, but also there is a roof with a garden, which is a nice place to look around, but also to have a rest. Of course, classical inspiration for the lettering, as usually when you have a building of public, well, I think it's nicely cut. Another building, it's called Supreme Court at the Krasiński Square. Also new architecture, but with interesting lettering, which is introduced on the facade. There are, as I remember, 86 maxims, Latin maxims, describing what you can and what you cannot, what you should, and how law should work. For those who have a good eye, I think it's clear that it's Optima bold. Yeah? No? Yeah? You can have a look. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, but I looked closer and be sure that it is. Nevertheless, as you heard before on lecture yesterday about Warsaw types, neon sign, there is something unique in Warsaw, or was, I should say, because it is destroyed. Some surviving objects you can find in the center of the city, like this one, near Plac Trzech Krzyży, dancing, you know, dancing for the club, of course, which doesn't exist anymore in that place, but had charming form and, you know, some serif with long ascenders and descenders. This is very nice and still working even during the day. I'm not sure if every day it's working during the day, but every night it's still working near the Plac Konstytucji. And I think it's a must if you want to see some nice neon signs from the 60s in Warsaw. This is part of the lettering perfumeria shop. Unfortunately, a few months after the picture I made, and the picture was made in 2009, disappeared. So I don't know if it's in possession of a Museum of Neons, but just it's a pity that it's not on the street. Warsaw. Warsaw stations in the center. There is also nice lettering with neons you can find and make nice pictures. Dancing, as you see, we love dancing in Warsaw. Unfortunately also destroyed, even with the building. That's a pity. And if you imagine neon signs before Second World War, you've seen this film with animations, yeah? I'm not sure if it looked like that, but for sure I can show you drawings by artists, in this case architects, famous modernist architects, Barbara and Stanisław Bukalscy from the 20s, who designed interior and outside with signature of the building. So it's interesting that it's in color, it's very vivid, yeah? It's not such grayish as on animation you've seen. 70s, it's interesting time in Warsaw. And you can have a look how it looks at night with neon signs with Polski Fiat on the first. Classy, very classy. I had pleasure to have access to the archive of project of neon signs in Warsaw, because it's in possession of the Museum of Modern Art in Warsaw. So here is one of I think nice designs with lettering, but also with these small planes which are elements of the logotypes of LOT. LOT is Polish National Airlines. And here, as it is on the picture, which I managed to find, with the this evening glow of neons and lights. If you have in hands this project, there are also kind of arty things. I think small plans painted with ink on black and white photographs. So the colors you see, they might be colors of the neon lights. And this is also one of the shops which doesn't exist anymore at the MDM, Plac Konstytucji place. There is also interesting, I guess, samples. There are samples which are interpretations of classical antiqua. As in this case, not far away from railway station, Collegium Anatomicum. I've never been inside, and I don't want, because I heard what they do with the bodies there. But the lettering is quite interesting, I think, because of this different widths of letters. And something, vernacular, something where you can cut your hair or have a shave. Block letters, impression of lettering cut from the foil, which is disappearing every day on the streets. If you are very keen on finding letters in Warsaw, I strongly recommend to visit cemetery. Yeah. Powązki Cemetery is the oldest necropolis in Warsaw, and you can find enormous samples of lettering from the 17th century, 18th, 19th to the 20s. I guess I have to speed up a little bit. Yeah, this is another sample from the cemetery, and we have also Street of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, that's true. And a few words about my projects, because firstly I thought the collecting, recording of lettering is interesting, and that's a passion, hobby. But finally I thought that it has to be, or it can be, somehow activity, typographic activity, and I designed Golonka, knuckle of pork. That's we eat in Poland, not very often, but we also drink beer with this, and we have desserts and ice creams and tea and coffee. That's the lettering I found on one of the bars from the 80s a few years ago. And I decided to make, yeah, this is Golonka lettering, and I decided to make a typeface, very ugly as you can see, because this is just what I saw on the window. I made out of this a few words, the whole set, and I said, I said, hey, it's free. And you can imagine how many people downloaded it and what they did with it. I saw lesbian poster. I saw identity for the art biennale in Venice set with Golonka. It's really a very successful project. I decided to make another better version, which is called Golonka Lux. It's fatter, yeah? So it's nicer. And then I had proposal to make an exhibition with Golonka. in a tiny gallery in Warsaw. Fantastic. So I prepared some graphics. I prepared even sculpture. You will ask, what is it? There are feelings of Warsaw people towards their city. Some of them are hating the city, some love, and some don't care. So this is from Golonka Lux, which was in this tiny gallery. But because we had a little bit more money, so we decided to make postcards with letters, and not only with letters. You can play with names, and you can put on your doors, whatever you can do with this. Stamps, you can stamp really nice letters, nice names, as you can see in the right corner. Pins, etc. So the idea, in general, was to put the new typeface to the city. So even the lettering disappeared, you have something which you can use every day for free. In 2010, I published a small booklet, Typespotting Warszawa, which you can sometimes still find in eBay or these places like this. It's out of run, unfortunately, but there are pictures I made of Warsaw lettering. I also made a small exhibition which was put together with the publishing of the book, so you can see light boxes. Yes, I know, I see. Light boxes and stuff. So this is the booklet, you can look into it. It's a short essay about lettering in Warsaw, history, etc., etc., in English and in Polish. And the two last projects, which I will say very fast. So first of all, inspiration from vanguard lettering in Warsaw. Yes, there is a villa of architects, Brukalscy, who had lettering from the 20s, from 1927, and it survived. So I went to the place, I made a font, and I was very happy to have it. It's called Preasens because of the group of Polish architects who were active in the 20s. And the last project, which is very fresh because this is from this year, it is also inspired by the town, which means that type spotting for me is not only recording, but is also activity which can bring inspirations from your urban space, your surrounding, to the graphic design society. A few pictures which are showing that there are sans serif, especially this one, which is inspiring, I think, not only for me. There are wrote letters which are very popular in Poland and used every day. And this is what I designed. It's called Wasz, which means yours, so you can use it, not for free. You see some details. There are other inspirations which came to my mind to expand just this one regular weight to something which is a bit different than usually we do. Not italic, not at that time, but three others versions, which is modern, which is somehow inspired by Polish vanguard typography and lettering from the 30s. Sticky, which is inspired, yes, but that foil letters, which you can find still everywhere in Warsaw. And if you want to look closer to Wasz, there is in the newest slanted magazine presented, so you can have a look. And it was also presented in Reykjavik in March this year as a series of posters I created for this occasion. And I would like to finish with this motto, which is my motto for today. Search, collect, edit, and create.
Thank you very much.